प्रियः यज्ञस्तपस्तथा दानम् तेषां भेदमिमं शृणु आयुः सत्त्वबलारोग्यसुखप्रीतिविवर्धनाः रस्याः स्निग्धाः स्थिरा हृद्याः आहाराः सात्विकप्रियाः कट्वं ललवणात्युष्णतीक्ष्णरूक्षविदाहिनः आहारा राजसस्येष्टाः दुःखशोकामयप्रदाः यातयामं गतरसम् ऊतिपर्युषितं च यत् उच्छिष्टमपि चामेध्यम् भोजनं तामसप्रियम् अफलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्यज्ञो विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते यष्टव्यमेवेति मनः समाधाय स सात्विकः अभिसन्धाय तु फलम् दम्भार्थमपि चैव यत् युज्यते भरतश्रेष्ठ तं यज्ञं विद्धि राजसम् मन्त्रहीनमदक्षिणम् श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञम् तामसं परिचक्षते देवद्विजगुरुप्राज्ञपूजनं शौचमार्जवम् ब्रह्मचर्यमहिंसा च शारीरं तप उच्यते अनुद्वेगकरं वाक्यं सत्यं प्रियहितं च यत् स्वाध्यायाभ्यसनं चैव वाङ्मयं तप उच्यते मनःप्रसादः सौम्यत्वं मौनमात्मविनिग्रहः भावसंशुद्धिरित्येतत् तपोमानसमुच्यते श्रद्धया परया तप्तं तपस्तत्त्रिविधं नरैः अफलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्युक्तैः सात्विकं परिचक्षते सत्कारमानपूजार्थं तपोदम्भेन चैव यत् क्रियते तदिह प्रोक्तं राजसं जलमध्रुवम् मूढग्राहेणात्मनो यत् पीडया क्रियते तपः परस्योत्सादनार्थं वा तत्तामसमुदाहृतम् दातव्यमिति यद्दानम् दीयतेऽनुपकारिणे देशे काले च पात्रे च तद्दानं सात्विकं स्मृतम् यत्तु प्रत्युपकारार्थं फलमुद्दिश्य वा पुनः दीयते च परिक्लिष्टम् तद्दानं राजसंस्मृतम् अदेशकाले यद्दानम् अपात्रेभ्यश्च दीयते असत्कृतमवज्ञातं तत्तामसमुदाहृतम् ॐ तत्सदिति निर्देशो ब्रह्मणस्त्रिविधः स्मृतः वेदाश्च यज्ञाश्च विहिताः पुरा तस्मादोमित्युदाहृत्य यज्ञदानतपक्रियाः प्रवर्तन्ते विधानोक्ताः सततं ब्रह्मवादिनां तदित्यनभिसन्धाय फलं यज्ञतपक्रियाः दानक्रियाश्च विविधाः क्रियन्ते मोक्षकाङ्क्षिभिः सद्भावे साधुभावे च सदित्येतत् प्रयुज्यते प्रशस्ते कर्मणि तथा सच्छब्दत्वार्थ उच्यते यज्ञे तपसि दाने च इति सदिति चोच्यते कर्म चैव तदर्थीयम् सदित्येवाभिधीयते अश्रद्धया हुतं दत्तं तपस्तप्तं कृतं च यत् असदित्युच्यते पार्थ न च तत्प्रेत्य नो इह। ॐ तत्सत् इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे श्रद्धात्रयविभागयोगो नाम सप्तदशोऽध्यायः।
नमः परमऋषिभ्यो नमः परमऋषिभ्यः हरि ओम। अंतरायतिविरूपशान्तये शान्तभावनमचिन्त्य वैभवं तन्नरं वपुषि कुञ्जरं मुखे मन्महे किमपि तुन्दिलं महः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। यस्यान्तन्नादिमध्यं न हि करचरणं नामगोत्रं न सूत्रं नो जातिर्नैव वर्णा न भवति पुरुषो नानपुंसं न च स्त्री नाकारं नो विकारं न हि जनिमरणं नास्ति पुण्यं न पापं तत्त्वं नो तत्त्वमेकं सहजसमरसं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानं वरिशिष्टान्तेव सदृशिगणैरावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करगलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे वेदान्तार्थविभासगायेतये शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादिनगेन्द्रसङ्घपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभितां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने अपार सच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकमहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतु नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनाम् सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयं योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्य किल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्नाम् अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् Bhagavad Gita is also a commentary on the Upanishads. Hence, every chapter ends with Brahma Vidya, Brahma Vidyayam. What is Brahma Vidya? It is the knowledge of Brahman. And as we said yesterday, Brahman means what? It is nothing but Atmahi Brahman, one's own real nature, Swaswarupa. One who has known the simple truth about one's real nature, he is absolutely free. That is the power of jnanam, knowledge. Bandhat muchyate. As we saw in the morning, athate sampravakshyami swarupam aramatmana. The Vivekachudamani we saw, yad vijñāya naro bandhat muktah kaivalyamashnute. By knowing one's swarupa, one becomes mukta, free. How is it possible that by simple knowledge a person becomes free? Because it is not that knowledge brings in freedom. It just removes the avarana, the veil of ignorance, which makes you misapprehend the truth and which makes you think that you are bound. Bandha has become an abhimana for us. Bondage yes, become our identity. Baddhabhimani baddhohi mukto muktabhimanyapi. As Ashtavakra says, one who identifies with the body and mind is a bound person. One who constantly bewails that I am bound, I have suffering, how can I escape? Thus, bemoaning, identifying himself with the jiva, the individuality, he is a baddha. Mukto muktabhimanyapi, one who, by the grace of Shastra and Guru, one who accepts that he is free, one who has trust in Shastra and Guru Vakya, that trust is called Shraddha. Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya Satyabuddhya Avadharana Sa Shraddha Kathita Sadbhihi Yaya Vastu Upalabhyate. If a person has deep trust in Shastra and Guru, you may call it as faith also. Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana Yoga. These three are the prerequisites for quickest realization. One who has Shraddha and Bhakti, the moment he hears the Mahavakya, Tattvamasi, you are Brahman. You are the eternal, ever pure, never bound, infinite reality. When these words fall in the ears of a person who is a refined, ripe person, deep faith is there in him to take it, to trust it, and that leads to profound meditativeness. Dhyana Yoga. Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana Yogana, Mumukshoho, Mukter Hetun Vakti, Sakshat Shrutehe Gihi. The Upanishad declares that one who has Shraddha, one who has love to truth, trust in the Shastras and Guru, and pure love to Ishtadevata or Satyam or Atma or that Moksha. For him, by mere listening, Shravana, this is the profoundest sadhana that we can do. All of you are sitting like this, not doing anything outwardly, but it is one of the most profound sadhana that we can do, because the ears, the listening organ, is the subtlest of sensory organs. Nose, that which smells, is the grossest. You can see the animals, they always smell and find out things. It's very gross. Because smell arises from Prithvi Tanmatra, that is earth. Taste arises from water. Form arises from fire. Touch arises from air. And sound arises from space, ether. So Akasha is the subtlest. That is why listening is not that easy. By constantly refining, chiseling one's power to listen, at last, listening becomes a profound meditativeness. And even after listening, this meditative mood continues. That is the purpose of Shravana. The more you do Shravana with bhakti, with your heart, Hritkarna Rasayanam, as Bhagavatam says, this is a Rasayanam, a tonic which is taken through the ears and which nourishes the heart. So Shravana leads to a meditativeness, and that meditativeness becomes deeper, 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 and ultimately to illumination. That means one recognizes the eternal principle in one's heart as one's own self. Hridaya kuhara madhye Kevalam brahmamatram hi ahamaham iti sakshad atmarupena bhati. That which is ever experienced in one's heart cave as aham, I is Brahman, is God, is Ishvara, is the ever free principle. This recognition, this pratyabhijna happens once for all. But for such a listening to happen, Bhagavan's Kripa has to pour forth. Then listening becomes successful, Shravana becomes successful. Then Shravana blossoms inside as pure self-knowledge. The knowledge that I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am the Satchidananda. I am that pure, ever free, all-pervading consciousness. That which is timeless, spaceless, which is Purna Vastu. Once that experience becomes deep, there will be a constant delight in it, which Bhagavan said as Atmarati. Rati means delight. The mind always needs some outer thing to enjoy. Anything that we enjoy ultimately enjoys us. The food that we eat ultimately consumes us. Adyate atticha bhutani tasmad annam taduchyate. Adyate atticha. You eat and it eats you. So do any sensory object. The more and more you indulge, the more and more you lose your energy, your prana, you become more and more dull. But at the same time, when that enjoyment is in one's own Atman, there is rati in Atman, constant bliss in Atman. Tannile, tannale, tannilamar, tannaye, unnida vendum unarulle. Tanakulliye anandam. Veli vishayathe onnu nadama irukkan. Avanukku atmaratire vasyad. People think they can become contented by having money, by having good job, by finding success in family life. Many have experimented with all these things and they have found out that it is not possible. No one has been successful in finding a successful worldly life. Tripti is not possible by becoming the greatest ruler of the world. Bhagavan Ramana used to say, Sakshat Parameshwara Shiva. He found that creation and paripalanam, sustenance is all great botheration. And he decided not to engage in all those things and gave everything to all the devas and went to Smashana. Digambaro Vijajara Chidambaraha. He just naked walked away because he found Tripti is in the Atma. There is no Tripti from Vishayas. Hence he has found the greatest wealth, treasure in his own heart. He has opened it with the key of Atma Vichara, Jnanam. Hence Atma Triptashamanavaha. Atmanyeva santushtaha. There is great bliss, santosha in him. Tripti and santosha are not different. They are same only. But you can say one is internal, the other is outward. He is not after any materials, he is santushta. Whatever he may get, yadrichalabha santushtaha. Whatever he gets a little bit of food, he is happy. Such a jnani, such a jivan mukta has nothing to achieve, nothing to do, nothing to get. Tasya karyam na vidyate. Even Vedas cannot order him to do something. There was, in Kerala, there was a Brahmana. He later on became a great yogi. It was called Kakashiri Bhattadri. That was his name. He was born by the grace of Divine Mother, by worshipping Divine Mother. And in his very childhood, as a boy, he won great debates. He had debates with mighty scholars like Udanda Shastri. and he came out victorious. So he was respected by all other Brahmins. But soon his mind transcended all the field of actions and just merged in the self. And he was not doing any sandhyavandana, no puja, no anushtana, nothing. Just with a small cloth, loin cloth, he was sitting on the bank of a river, looking at the river. That is the right place where all Brahmins will come take their bath and do their sandhyanushtana, everything. In that same place, this person will be sitting, this sage will be sitting without taking any bath. Without any japa, anushtana, anything. He was sitting there. Then all these Brahmins, they saw every day, they will start talking. We thought he is a great scholar. He knows all Shastras. But not doing anything, no achara, no anushtana. They will be speaking. And he never even listened to what they said. One day, an elderly Brahmin went to him and asked, "You are a learned person, a scholar, why are you like this?" He just smiled, he did not answer. "I am asking you, why are you sitting like a rock? It is Prabhata, the sunrise, you have to do Sandhya Vandana. Evening when sun sets, you have to do Sandhya Vandana." Then Bhattacharya said, "In my heart, sun neither rises nor sets. There is no night, no day. There, the splendorous sun of Atma Vidya, Jnanam, Swarupanubhuti is shining forth day and night. Hridakashe Chidadityaha Sada Bhasati Sada Bhati Nirantaram." Patavir. Udayastamayo nastaha. Neither does it have udayam, it rises, nor sets. Udayastamayo nastaha. Katham sandhyam upasmahe. Mrita mohamayi mata jataha bodhamayo shishu. Sutigadvaya samprapte katham sandhyam upasmahe. My mother, she is not the bodily mother, she is ignorance. Because of her I have born. She died. அப்ப என்ன ஆசௌச்சம் இருக்கு. Scriptural impurity is there. So too, mritaha jataha bodhamayo shishuhu. A child is born. That is jnanam. Atma-jnanam is born. So sutika dvaya, ashaucha dvaya is there. Neither can I perform other rituals. Sandhya Vandana, of course, has to be performed always, even during Ashaucha. But he says, Sandhya never happens. Always in the heart, the sun is shining forth, like Hasta Malaka. Constantly in Samadhi. Bhagavan Ramana was like that. Always their Sandhya never stopped. You can also say they were constantly in Sandhya Vandanam, constantly in meditation. What can they do? They have no karma can be done. Tasya karyam na vidyade. Even if they do something, they have no labha. Naiva tasya krite nartho. Chandrasekhar Bharati Swami, an enlightened sage, sometimes he was lost in that meditativeness Still, because he was a Mathadipati, he used to try his level best to adjust to the pontiff role. So sometimes he will be doing Chandramaulishwara Puja. In the middle of puja, sometimes he will walk away. கொஞ்சம் நினச்சி பாருங்க. இப்போ நம்ம மகாசன்னிதான சந்திரமௌலீஸ்வரர் பூஜை பண்ணாலே அவன் அப்படியே டிசிப்ளினாக பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கா, நம்மளாம் பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கோம், டிவியில் வேற போடுறா இல்லையா? சந்திரசேகர பாரதி சுவாமிகள் அப்படி இந்த பீரியட்லாம் இருந்திருக்கு. பூஜை பண்ணிகிட்டே இருக்கிறது எழுந்து போயிடுவார். ஒரு நாள் பூஜை பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தவர் அப்படின்னு விளக்க பார்த்தார்னு இவர் நினைச்சிட்டு இருக்கா. அவர் உள்ள எதிரையோ லக்னம் ஆயிடுத்து சித்தம். அப்படி இவா பூஜை முடிஞ்சுட்டு வேண்டாமா போய் சாப்பிட அவர் எழுந்திருக்கவே இல்லை. இப்படி இருக்கிறவாளை எப்படி பூஜை பண்ண வைக்க முடியும்? You cannot make such great sages do any work. Ramakrishna was also like that. Sometimes he will sit to do puja of Divine Mother. He will do puja to himself. The Nivedyam he will eat. So nobody will ask them to do puja. So all karma is gone. Tasya karyam na vidyate naiva tasya kritenartaha na kriteneha kashana nachasya sarvabhuteshu kashidartha vyabhashrayah. So Krishna said, yet there will be certain balanced mukta purushas, they will do karma also. Example is Krishna himself. Krishna said, see, I am doing everything. Somehow I am doing it. Such people are called avatara purushas. They are able to do karma, at the same time remain in that state. And Krishna says, I am doing that for the sake of all of you. If I desist from doing, others also will not do. Hence I am doing. Thus, this much Krishna told. We have seen those shlokas. Now we will continue. Now the topic is Karma Yoga as a sadhana. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Sakta karmanya vidvamso yatha kurvanti bharata kuryad vidvans tatha sakta chigirshulloka sangraham. Very beautiful shloka. Saktaha karmani avidvamsaha. Avidvamsaha means ignorant people. Those who are ignorant people, they work in the world with tremendous passion. You can see that. Day and night they work. Why do our children go to America or some other country? Work. And why should you work? If we go there, we will get better pay. In Bangalore also we get pay, so Bangalore is filled with pays. அங்க நல்ல பேய் கிடைக்கும், இங்க நல்ல பேய் கிடைக்கும் இல்லையா? So phalam, asya karmanaha phalam mama bhavishyati iti kechid avidvamsaha yatha kurvanti. As the ignorant people work in the world to get some benefit, day and night they involve themselves for the sake of their own enjoyment or their family enjoyment, such intensity is not possible when you do not have desire. That is why all the companies you see, they now and then create some workshop, some camp. And what is the purpose of it? Put oil in the desire of all the employees. Fuel their desire so that they will have more and more desire and they will work more and more. Ramakrishna gives a beautiful example. It is like in olden days, to grind oil, to take oil from either coconut or sesame seeds. To take oil, extract oil, either human beings have to go round that oil mill, or they will employ some bulls. These bulls will be tied there and they have to walk round. They will not, that if they have to walk, they should be constantly beaten. Instead of that, they will do one thing. In between their two horns, they will put a stick. In that stick, some grass or some other eatable thing, some banana will be there. Seeing that, the bull will walk, but it will never reach that food. It will never touch that grass, or once in a while it will get a little bit, but it will be always in a distance. So it will try to get it, walk. Like that, Mahamaya is making us work. Nale di neela neele punah. Tomorrow, I will get tomorrow. Something I am going to get. More. And where are you going? We don't know, but immense activity is born from that. Now Bhagavan is bringing in a beautiful idea. Bhagavan says, with the same force, with the same power, in the same way, a Vidwan, a person who knows this spiritual secret, also let him work. Why should he work? He has no motive. Then why should he work? He works for the sake of well-being of all. Chigirshur Loka Sangraham. Example, Bhagavan says, Krishna himself is Dvijo Vijnaya Vijnayam Tamasaf Param Ashnute Tyajantaha Prakritihi Daivihi Yathaham Loka Sangraham. Bhagavata, Krishna says, after removing their mind, the subtle body, the ignorance, they work in the world for the sake of all, for the well-being of all, as a Jivan Mukta. Loka Sangraham Chikirshu. Chikirshu means Kartum Ichuhu. But totally unattached. As the attached person, an involved person does in the world, the uninvolved person, the Jivan Mukta also is doing for the sake of Bahujana Hitaya, Bahujana Sukhaya. That is one aspect. Or you can also say, it is better to put it like that. As Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, when a person attains the jnanam, the ego is completely erased. When the ego is gone, a Mahashakti enters that body. A great power takes possession of that body and uses that body for its purpose. அதுதான் லோக சங்கிரகம். லோக சங்கிரகம் ஞானி நினைச்சுன்னு பண்ணல, பட் அந்த எந்த லோகத்துக்கு ஆதாரமா எந்த ஒரு சக்தி இருக்கோ அந்த சக்தி ஞானியோட சரீரத்தை லோக மங்களத்துக்காக யூஸ் பண்றது, அவளை சஞ்சாரம் பண்ண வைக்கிறது இல்லையா. அப்போ யோக வாசிஷ்டத்தில் வருது, முக்த புருஷர்கள் ஒரே இடத்துல இருக்கலாம், அவளுக்கு ஒன்றும் கிடைக்கிறதுல சஞ்சாரம் பண்ணலாம். சஞ்சாரம் பண்றது தான் அங்கங்க கிராமங்கள்ல அங்கங்க யாருக்கும் கிடைக்கிறது. அவ உணங்கின இலை காத்துல போற மாதிரி போயிட்டு இருக்கலாம். They are like a dry leaf flying in wind. They move from one place to another without any motive, without anything to get. Wherever they go, vasantavad lokahitam charantaha. Like spring season, wherever they go, hearts blossom. Some life is being touched. Someone is blessed. Thus they move about. Santi santaha. Enna slogan adu? Shantaha mahantaha nivasanti santaha. Vasantaval lokahitam charantaha. Tirnaha swayam bhima bhavarnavam. This samsara ocean of suffering, various kind of difficulties, this life is the samsara samudra. And a Jivan Mukta has gone to the other shore, he has transcended it. After crossing it, again he feels like helping others. Karuna, compassion. Only due to that compassion, he works in the world, and that idea Bhagavan says, when you work in the world, have that bhava. Just like a worldly person's passion, there will be sometimes more passionate will be the work of a Mukta Purusha. You can see how Shankaracharya worked. You can see how Vivekananda worked. Shattered. He was only 39, he was shattered. For what purpose? What did they gain? There is no selfish motive, yet they worked. Yatha ajnaninaha kurvanti tenaiva rabhasa tenaiva shaktya jnaninaha api kurvanti. Kimartham lokasangrahartham lokamangalartham. ஒரு கருணை அவளை வச்சு வேலை பண்ண வைக்கிறது, அந்த கருணையினால வேலை பண்றா. இங்க பகவான் அது ஒரு விதியாவே சொல்றார். ஒருத்தர் கர்மயோகம் பண்ணணுமானா அவனுக்கு அத ஒரு பெரிய ஐடியல் வேணும், லோகமங்கலத்துக்காக அப்படின்னு பண்ணட்டுமே. ஏதோ ஒரு ஃபோர்ஸ் வேணும். தன்னோட சுவார்த்தத்துக்கு தன்னோட குடும்பத்துக்குன்னு பண்ணாம லோகத்துக்காக நிஸ்வார்த்தமா வேலை பண்றது ஒரு சாதனை. அப்படி பண்ணு. Next shloka. Na buddhi bhedam janayet ajnanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani vidwan yuktas samacharan. Another beautiful shloka. This shloka sums up our Sanatana Dharma. We see our Acharya Purushas also does all the karmanushtana, which ordinary worldly people have to do, but they also do. Why should they do? Bhagavan here says, a jnani can be two types. One who has come in the krama marga, another who has come in the akrama marga. Akrama marga means due to old vasana samskara, without any krama, they will attain jnana. Sadhyo mukti. And this krama marga is the usual thing. Viveka, Vairagya, with all qualification, going to a guru. Before that he has done upasana. Before sometimes he might have been a grihastha. Brahmacharyad grihi bhavet, grihi bhutva vani bhavet, vani bhutva pravrajet. He has come in the sampradaya. So he knows the difficulty of everyone. That is why our Shastra says, if a person has to become an acharya, he has to come through all the ashramas. I was reading Sri Ramakrishna's life. There Swami Sharadananda writes, why did Ramakrishna get married? There was no need. Sharadananda Swami has written there, says Ramakrishna married only to follow the tradition, that it is not that he married, Divine Mother made him marry, so that he will fulfill all the requirements that an acharya should have. That is the general path, so that he can understand everybody. A grihastha, he was a brahmachari, hence he can understand a brahmachari. He was a grihastha, hence he can understand a grihastha. And he was not stuck up there. He renounced grihastha and became a vanaprastha. He knows them and ultimately attained jnanam. So he knows sannyasashrama also. So thus he walks through all the paths and he can guide them very well. So he will not suddenly shake a person from where he is. So here Bhagavan says, Ajnani will be doing some puja. Jnani also should, a Jivan Muktananda Lahari. That is a beautiful shloka, work of Shankaracharya. But Shankaracharya says, suppose a Jivan Mukta is walking in a street, somebody is doing puja to Ganapati, throwing coconuts, breaking coconuts there, or doing Nivedyam of Modagam. This Mukta Purusha will go there and with tears in his eyes worship Ganapati. You can see Shankaracharya himself. Shankaracharya goes in the street, he sees a Ganapati, he sees some people worshipping Ganapati, he goes there, does worship of Ganapati and says Mudakaratta Modagam Sada Vimukti Sadakam Kaladharavatamsakam Vilasi Loka Rakshakam. So for them also he writes a shloka. Then he goes and he finds a Kaumara, somebody worshipping Subramanya. He went to Tiruchendur. There he found a Kushtarogi, a person whose whole body was full of leprosy. When Shankaracharya came out of the temple, this Kushtarogi came to Bhagavad Pada and said, Swami, rescue me, he said. He said, this Swami here, Subramanya, he is there ready to give you in bountiful. Why don't you worship him? Go and worship him. I will write a shloka for you. Chant that Subramanya Bhujangam and your disease will be cured. So he wrote Subramanya Bhujangam and gave it for the sake of that person. And all his disease was removed by worshipping Subramanya. In Kerala there was a great sage, Narayana Guru. He is known only as a reformist, but he was also a jnani. In one place, in Tamil Nadu, when he came, some villagers, they said, Swami, for so many years there is no rain here. You bless us. Then that Swami said, he found a very old, dilapidated Ganapati temple there. He said, if it rains, will you worship this Ganapati every day? They said, we will do every kind of puja, whatever puja you say, then it will rain, he said. That day it was such a great shower. It was flooded. The whole village was full of water. And from that day onwards, many days it was raining. Then of course the Pulayar got all celebration, puja, ganam, modakam, everything. So like that only they just, if you have Shraddha somewhere, ignite that Shraddha, kindle that Shraddha. Don't destroy the Shraddha of even an ordinary person. ஒரு சாதாரண மனுஷனுக்கு இருக்கிற ஒரு நம்பிக்கை கூட கெடுக்கப்படாது. கோவிலில் போனால் என்ன இருக்கு, கணபதி எல்லாம் போய் யாராவது பூஜை பண்ணுவாளா, முருகனை பூஜை பண்ணுவாளாங்கிற இப்படியெல்லாம் பேசாதேங்கிறார் பகவான். ந புத்தி பேதம் ஜனயேது அஜ்ஞானாம் கர்மசங்கினாம். பெரிய ஞானிகள் கூட எல்லா ஊர் சுவாமி எல்லா கோவில்லையும் போய் அந்த ஊரில் என்னென்ன தேவதையோ அந்த தேவதையை நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணி அது பூஜை பண்ணி ஒரு பகுமானம் பண்ணி இப்படியெல்லாம் தான் நம்ம பூர்வீகால் காட்டியிருக்கான். அது எடுத்து எறிஞ்சு பேசின ஞானிகளும் உண்டு. அதுதான் அக்கிரமம் சொன்னேன், கிரமம் அக்கிரமம் சொன்னேன் இல்லையா. இப்போ சிவவாக்கியர்னு ஒரு சித்தர் இருந்தார் தமிழ்லேயே சொல்கிறேன் இந்த விஷயத்தை. சிவவாக்கியர்னு ஒரு சித்தர் இருந்தார். அவர் பார்த்தார், ஒருத்தர் ரொம்ப நாளாக ஒரு மரத்தை சுற்றி வந்து ஒரு கல்லுக்கு தண்ணி ஊற்றி பூஜை பண்ணிகிட்டே இருக்கார். ஏதோ மந்திரம் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கார். கோபம் வந்துடுது அவருக்கு. இத்தனை நாளாக பண்ணிட்டு இருக்க, புத்தியே வரமாட்டேங்கிறது. நட்ட கல்லு பேசுமா நாதனுள் இருக்கையில் சுற்றி வந்து முணுமுணுன்னு சொல்லும் மந்திரம் ஏதடா, சுட்ட சட்டி சட்டுகம் கரிச்சுவை அறியுமோ அப்படின்னு கேட்டார். புரியுறதோ இல்லையோ, தமிழுக்கு எல்லாரும் புரியும். நட்ட கல்லு பேசுமா நாதனுள் இருக்கையில், your Lord is inside you and you are going round this stone. What are you doing? சுற்றி வந்து முணுமுணுன்னு சொல்லு மந்திரம் ஏதடா. You go round and round some mantram. So that is akramanjanam, not the real order. This just places. Sometimes Mahapurushas, they sometimes fire also, so that they can reform you, they can guide you. Sometimes you are stuck up somewhere, then they use such methods. Otherwise, give a help from wherever they are. They have some bhakti to some devata, encourage it, and slowly they will find their highest wisdom through that itself. Na buddhi bedam janayet. Don't alter their faith. Let no wise man unsettle the minds of ignorant people. You should not unsettle the faith of ignorant people. Ajnanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani. Not only that, this jnani also joins with those people worshipping all kind of devatas or doing anything that is good for everybody. He will also join with them. Joshayet sarva karmani vidwan yukta samacharan. He will set an ideal for others so that others will not lose their path. Next shloka, Vidwan Yukta Samachar. He will do that action, but he will show how to do it. Without any attachment, without any doership, the same action he will do. The same karma he will do. Krishna is driving the horses, the charioteer. He is the charioteer. And he is showing others how you can work At the same time remain calm. The other side, for Karna, there is a charioteer. His name is Shalya. His very name is Shalya. Shalya means trouble. When Arjuna collapsed, became depressed, Krishna saw to it that he was encouraged, energy was infused in him. Strength was infused in him. He was inspired. He said, Uttishta Bharata. But Karna was full of overconfidence. But from the very beginning, Shalya saw to it that cold water was poured on his confidence. Very beginning, Karna, with very well dressed, he entered the chariot and he said to Shalya, O charioteer, drive my horses. Shalya looked at Karna. Who is the charioteer? Yes. Am I the charioteer? I am a Chakravarti. You are the charioteer's son. From the beginning on, his confidence was lost. Constantly giving trouble. So, no chamatkara, no kaushala. He is doing the work, but the result is very bad. But Krishna sets an example how to be a charioteer, how to be a companion, how to be a friend, how to be a guru. Everything. Sakha sakayam abravit. Edan சொல்றது. ஒரு ஃப்ரெண்டுக்கு உபதேசம் பண்ற மாதிரி பெரிய அறிவை கொடுத்துட்டு. அதான் ஜோஷயேத் சர்வ கர்மாணி. அந்த கர்மாவுக்கு ஒரு குளோ வரும். ஞானிகள் பண்ற போது நம்ம பண்ற அதே கர்மா மகாபுருஷாலே இப்போ ரமணாசிரமத்தில் even if you go now and take food in Ramanashram, the food is divinely delicious. The cooks have changed. So many changes have come. Now those who are cooking, they have no idea about the sacredness that has happened in that kitchen. But still, even though they are cooking, without that idea, still the food is of same taste because Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi has cooked there. He joined the other cooks in ashram, helped them in cooking. Sometimes on one side the sambar will be boiling, on the other side there will be hot water, smoke, fire. Amidst that, all burners around, these old ladies, widow ladies, they will be cooking. Maharshi will enter there. And one lady, Shantama Pati, asked Bhagavane, Manasi Dikkumatengirathu. The mind is not peaceful. What to do? Maharshi said, Naam Pandren Nanachikradhanala unakku manasu nikkiradilla. You think that you are the doer. Don't have that doership. Leave that doership. Abide in the self. And you know that lady was stirring the sambar. She just left the spoon and sat there in samadhi. And another lady was this side. She was also in that state. Kitchen became a profound yajnashala. Such things constantly happened there. And still that whole area carries that fragrance. That is Joshayet Sarva. Jnani is also doing ordinary karma like anybody else. He also comes and helps in cooking or stitching the dining leaves. Some work Maharshi also will be doing. But it is like giving a glow to that activity. Yukta Samacharan, he remains in yoga sthiti and works. You can see how all the notebooks, ashram has published the notebooks. You go and buy a notebook and see, it is like a print. Such handwriting, so much attention, so much ekagrata, so much perfection is there. Yoga karma sukaushalam. That is what Joshayet Sarva Karmani. He also shows you how to do a karma. Next shloka. Prakritehe kriyamanani gunaihi karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. You have been seeing Vivekachudamani. Then you inquire, who am I? What is this I? Where from this I arises? You pay attention to the I thought, the I merges in the heart, and there will be peace. But soon, when you work in the world unaware, the I will again reassert. Jnate vastuni api balavati vasana anadiresha karta bhokta api ahamiti dridhayasya samsara hetu pratyak drishtyaatmani nivasata sapaneya prayatnat muktim prahuhu tadihamunayo vasanatanamam yat. Jnate vastuni api, even though the vastu jnanam, the knowledge of the self arises, again unaware the ego reasserts karta bhokta api ahamiti. I am the doer, I am the enjoyer. So whenever it arises, the intelligent person has to make it subside. Find out, who am I? What is my real nature? Who am I? Thus, inquiring deep within, and what he has to find the abiding center within. He has to make the ahankara abide in the source. Because ahankara, the doership, is the sign of ignorance. Here Bhagavan says, Prakritehe kriyamanani gunaihi karmani. All the actions are being done by Prakriti. That is why we already said Devi Mahatmyam. Every action is being posted on Divine Mother. Superimposed on Divine Mother. Actually, she is the actor. Karmadi sakshini karayitri karma phala prada. Trishati says, Trishati Rani. She is the witness for all action. She makes the action happen, and she is the fruit of action, giver of the fruit of action. Everything is being done by Prakriti. Because of Prakriti, this hand moves. Because of Prakriti, these eyes are able to see. Because of that Shakti, the tongue speaks. She has manifested as Shakti. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita. Namastasya, 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 Namo Namaha. And she has manifested as sleep, Nidra Rupena Samstita. When you go to sleep at night, there is no put off switch and put on switch. Nothing. Leah, அது தூங்குற போது ஒரு சுவிட்ச் ஆஃப் பண்ண தூக்கம் வந்தா பரவாயில்ல, அப்புறம் ஆறு ஆன் பண்ணுவார். Then who will put on the switch in the morning? We don't know. If you put off the switch in the night, you go to sleep. எல்லாம் பிரகிருதி பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கு இல்லையா? She is manifested as sleep, as hunger, as every power. Prakridehe kriyamanani, all actions are being done by Prakriti. She manifests as Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna. Devi Mahatmya speaks about all those things. Prakriti hi pradhanam sattva rajas tamasam gunanam samyavastha. Tasyaha प्रकृतेः गुणैः विकारैः कार्यकरणरूपैः क्रियमाणानि कर्माणि लौकिकानि शास्त्रीयानि च सर्वशः सर्वप्रकारैः. Laukika and Shastriya, Vaidika, all actions are being done by Prakriti. Due to ignorance, a flaw in inner cognition, one thinks I am the doer. Ahankara tena vividam nanavidam muda atma. Avidyaya karmani atmani manyamanaha. Due to ignorance, he superimposes action on himself and he says, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer. The moment you say the I, you are booking ticket for suffering. This is the only cause for suffering. Aham karteti ahammana mahakrishna hi damshita. Ashtavakra says it's like a poison of a terrible cobra. The moment it bites, that vasha, poison, goes to the head. Like that, the ignorance is very fast rising inside. And what is the form of that poison? Aham karta. I am the doer. Naham karteti vishwasa amritam pitva sukhi bhava. Ashtavakra says, don't put much effort, just have the faith that I am not the doer. Just trust Guru when he says you are not the doer. Believe him, you will have great auspiciousness. Naham karteti vishwasa amritam. That is the nectar that you have to drink. Amrita. The ambrosia that you have to drink. Naham karteti vishwasa amritam pitva sukhi bhava. Be happy. You will have great joy from it. Sukham you will have. Here Bhagavan says, Ahankara vimudhatma, deluded by ego. Karta ahamiti manyate. Unnecessarily he says, I am the doer. And from that, I am the doer, all suffering follows. So how to remove that? Next shloka. Tattva vittu mahabaho guna karma vibhagayo guna guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate. One who knows the tattvam is a tattvavit. Tattvam janadi iti tattvavit. He knows the truth, the fact. That is all. Pramanika jnanam, authentic knowledge. That is the secret of all the sages, nothing special. That alone is the secret. If you take this, you can also be like that. Just know the truth. That I am the Atma, Aham Atma, Shuddha Chaitanyoham. I am not attached to anything. While the mind has sattva, rajas, tamo guna and the world has also objects, the mind goes to the world comes to the mind, I have nothing to do. Gunaha guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate. He never gets attached. See, in Bhagavatam, Ekadasha Skandha, there is Hamsa Upakhyan. Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, Sanat Kumara, all these Brahma Kumaras, they go to Brahma and ask this question. They ask this question to Brahmaji. The mind goes to the world, O Lord, and the world also comes to the mind through the senses. Katham anyonya santyagaha mumukshoho adititirshoho. How can a mumukshu transcend this? This is an eternal law in Prakriti. Senses are in connection with the objects, and objects without asking enter the senses. They are not taking any permission, no visa, no passport, no ticket. They just invade. So to our mind, it goes to the objects. First we have to learn to be a sakshi, a witness. That is a beginning of the sadhana, just going. Suppose you have a dog in your house, a very well pampered dog, looked after dog, of course not an Indian dog, because nobody gives money and buys an Indian dog. Indian dogs are always free. You give so much money and buy a foreign dog, cut its tail and keep it inside the gate. It looks like a ferocious tiger, but what to do? Bound inside the gate. The Indian dog will come outside the gate and freely have a look at the dog. This show. It barks. That dog will not make any noise. It will, for some time, listen like a kacheri. And at last, does something which it usually does everywhere and goes its way. So, when the dog inside the house barks, seeing a dog in the street, what will you do sitting in the corridor? You are reading a newspaper, you see your dog is barking, and you see another dog in the street, perhaps it is also barking. Both of them are having a fight. You will also bark with the dog? Because your dog is barking, you will also bark? No, you will not even care. Like that is things happening here. The gunas inside you are your neenga valathara naayikalaakadala. And the objects in the world, they are the street dogs. They are having connection. Why should you be bothered? You be a sakshi just looking at it, not at all bothered. Or not, you need not even look at them. This is one way. This is what Bhagavan here says. In Bhagavata, Hamsopakhyana, he gives some very profound thing. Then he says, these gunas and prakriti, the senses, the mind, the ego, the world, they are all like waves and bubbles arising in the ocean of consciousness. Only one truth exists, nothing else exists. Ahameva namattonya didi buddhyadvamanjasa. The highest Advaita. Here it is Sankhya-vada. There is pure Advaita. Bhagavatam says there are neither gunas nor objects no senses, no world, only one Atman exists, nothing else exists. In that one Atman, Maya creates the senses, the objects, the trigunas, the body, the Jagrat, the Swapna, the Sushupti. Actually, nothing is happening, only that Adhisthana, the screen in which all these films, these movies happening, that screen alone is truth. Know this and be free. This Advaita Atma Jnana is given there. Here Bhagavan tells in a little lower level to Arjuna. He says, Tattvavit, one who knows the Tattvam, O Mahabaho, he just remains as a witness. He never gets attached. Senses are having connection with sensory objects. I should not get into it. I should not get involved with it. But still the Dvaita is operating, so anytime it can create trouble. Bhagavata, Krishna says, swallow everything. Don't allow the Dvaita to remain as that absolute oneness. That is much more profound. But here, the teaching is na sajjate. He never gets attached. Next sloka. Prakriter gunasammudhaha sajjante gunakarmasu tan akritsnavido mandan kritsnavinna vichalayet. Those who are ignorant, Mudhaha, fools, Sajjante gunakarmasu, they get deeply involved in actions, Triguna, those who are full of Triguna rasa. When the senses operate in the sensory objects, they also fall there. They are akritsana vidaha. They do not have complete understanding, full understanding. Their knowledge is not mature, their knowledge is not complete. They are mandaha, dull-witted people. Let them remain like that. Krishna says, let them remain like that. Don't go and disturb them. As Sri Ramakrishna used to say, sometimes when I see worldly people, I feel this is also Divine Mother's play. Let them play, continue their game. I have scored more marks and come out of the game. Let them continue their sport. When the time comes, they will also come out. So here Krishna says, have understanding with them also. You should give sometimes a long rope. Certain things you should not force, you cannot force and bring them back. Akritsana vidaha, those who are ignorant, those who do not have this complete understanding, don't be upset with them. Don't force your knowledge on their head. Try to enjoy their ignorance also. அப்படிதான் பெரியவாள்லாம் நம்மளை என்ஜாய் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருந்திருக்கா இல்லையா? பெரிய ஞானிகளாக இருந்தும் கூட நம்ம போய் நம்ம சின்ன சின்ன காரியங்களை எல்லாம் சொல்லி நம்ம குழந்தைக்கு கல்யாணம் ஸ்கூலில் சேர்த்துறது கஷ்டம், இந்த வியாதி, அந்த கஷ்டம் எல்லாம் வாழ்கிட்ட போகிறோம் நம்ம இல்லையா? எல்லா பெரிய வாழ்கிட்டையும் போகிறோம். அதுக்கும் அவள் எல்லாத்துக்கும் சரி, எல்லாத்துக்கும் ஆசீர்வாதம் பண்ணிட்டு எல்லாரோட கூடயும் இருக்கா. அம்மா எங்கே போகிறது? அங்கே தானே போகணும். அவள்கிட்ட போய் நம்ம சின்ன சின்ன காரியங்கள், குடும்பத்தில் இருக்கிற சின்ன சின்ன கஷ்டங்கள், அதுவும் லௌகிகாளுக்கு கஷ்டங்கள் வரும்போது அவள் கஷ்டம்தான் பெரிய கஷ்டம் தோணும். இதெல்லாம் கொண்டு போய் சொல்லுவாள். அப்போல்லாம் சொல்கிறது சரியாயிடும். சரி, கிருஷ்ணவின்ன விசாலையேது, அந்த பூர்ண ஞானம் இருக்கிற ஞானி அவளை ஒன்றும் டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணப்படாது. அவள் ஒரு வழியிலேயே போய் சரி, அது சரியாயிடும். Worldly people will be like that only. They will be deeply involved in Maya, in Guna Karma, and they will be desiring the fruits. And if the fruit is not forthcoming, they will go to gods. And if gods are also not cooperating, they will come to Jnani. And there also they will pray for their worldly gain. Slowly, don't directly attack them. Don't disturb them. At least they have faith here. Slowly pour ahuti in their faith. When their faith becomes strong, tell them this truth. When they have faith in you and they have trust in you, wait till it is like a baby growing, becoming mature. Like that, the faith has to grow. The faith has to become strong. When the faith is well deeply founded, then put this knowledge in their heart. Till then, wait. This is the idea of this shloka. Next shloka. Mai sarvani karmani Sanyasyadhyatma chetasa Nirashihi nirmamo bhutva Yudhyasva vigatajvaraha Yudhyasva, O Arjuna, fight. Fight means what? Work. How should I work, O Bhagavan? Vigatajvaraha, without any jvara, without any disease, without any illness of ignorance. The greatest jvara is this body identity. Without that jvara, without that doership is the greatest disease. Without that doership or enjoyship, offer all actions to the divine, to me. Krishna says to me. And one great commentator says something very profound. Gita, after giving the entire Gita, 18th chapter, Krishna says, this is guhyam. And sarvadharman parityajya. Before that, he says something as guhyataram. This jnanam is guhyataram. And at last Bhagavan says, itite kya tad guhyat guhyataram maya. There he says guhyataram. More secret. And the last thing he says is guhyatamam. Sarva guhyatamam bhuyaha shrunume paramam vachaha. The greatest secret I will reveal to you. And what is that secret, you know? He says, Manmana bhava, madbhakto, madhyaji, mam namaskuru, mameveshyasi yuktva matmanam. So here, surrender to me, love me, serve me, be attached to me. And that commentator says very beautifully, the most greatest secret is this personal availability of the divine. However great a thing is there in the book, however clarity you may get inwardly, till you have a personal contact with an enlightened being, this knowledge will not have its fullest benefit. When that personal presence is there, as a avatara purusha, Avatirna Bhagavan, or as a Guru, as a Jivan Mukta. When you get it, the whole Shastras became an open book. Suddenly everything gained clarity. Suddenly when you meet other people, then you know what we have got. So this is iti guhyatamam, a superlative degree. So here Krishna is there, So Krishna tells Arjuna, offer everything to God means he will ask, where is God? So Bhagavan says, offer everything to me, I am here. Offer everything to me. Not only good things, even bad things he is ready to take. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya. By offering all the actions in me, how to do that sannyasa? Adhyatma chetasa. By your whole heart, by your spiritual knowledge, Bhagavan alone is the doer, I am not the doer. Now become absolutely desireless. It is just like you have taken the ticket, entered the flight. Now what should you think? You can go to sleep. Like that, when you have got a center to surrender, a Mahapurusha to guide you, then become absolutely desireless. Not even moksha I want. Na mokshasya akamsha vibhavavancha vijaname na vijnana apeksha. I don't want moksha, I don't want liberation, I don't want anything. Because you are already in the train. Nirashihi nirmamo bhutva. Now what should I do? Whatever is your destiny, do it. Panni tole. Yadiyo pannu. Unak enna pannanumo pannu. There is a beautiful Zen Buddhist saying. A Zen master, somebody asked, what were you doing before realization? He said, I was chopping wood in the monastery. Then what happened? Then realization dawned. Then what were you doing now? Then what are you doing now? Chopping wood. Appum varagu vettindirunne, ippum varagu vettindirukking. Enna pochu? Yeah. இது தெரிஞ்ச உடனே என்ன அமெரிக்காவுக்கு போய் லட்சராக கொடுக்கணும்? இது சமையல் பண்ணிகிட்டே இருக்கலாமே. பெருக்கி தொடச்சுட்டு இருக்கலாம், சமையல் பண்ணிகிட்டு இருக்கலாம், யாருக்காச்சும் சொல்லி கொடுத்துடுவேன்னா இருக்கலாம், இல்லை பேசாமல் இருக்கலாம். யதாசியாது ததா, எப்படியோ அப்படி. ஒன்றும் அவனுக்கும் விதி நிஷேதம் கிடையாது, ஒரு ஆசையும் இல்லை. அதுதான் ஒரு லட்சணம். ஞானத்தோட லட்சணமே சீக்ரெட்டு என்னன்னாக்கா அதோட ஆசை போச்சு. यदा सर्वे प्रमुच्यन्ते कामायस्य हृदि श्रिताः अथमर्त्यो अमृतो भवति अत्र ब्रह्म समश्नुते. He becomes absorbed in Brahman here. When all the desires are given up, I don't want anything. When you do sadhana spiritually, when you strive, now and then, very often, there will be a distress, a despondency might set in. And if you observe why it has happened, mostly it will be due to some desire. Even a spiritual desire. I am not able to meditate. That might be the problem. I am not able to stay in a state. Then you use this medicine. You say, I have surrendered to Bhagavan. I don't want meditation. I don't want self-realization. I don't want moksha. I don't want anything. Here I surrender. That very moment, you will feel that lightness, that peace inside you, complete calmness will set in. Nirashihi nirmamo bhutva, become absolutely desireless and work. Yudhyasva, this idea of getting some fruit, this inward begging bowl, that is the mind, it is constantly carried by you inside. எதையா குடு 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 நீ எங்கே போனாலும் கேட்க வேண்டியதுதான் இல்லையா? என்ன கிடைக்கும் 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 அந்த ஆசை தானே மனசு, அதை விட்டுடும். தட் இஸ் ஜுவரம், தட் இஸ் a disease. யுத்தியஸ்வ விகத ஜுவரஹா விகத சந்தாபோ விகத சோகஹா சன் யுத்தியஸ்வ நிர்மமோ பூத்வா யுத்தியஸ்வ. No santapa, no shoka, no jwara. This is jwara. Without that jwara, work in the world, be absolutely free, says Krishna. If you know this knowledge, you will be free. This is the promise. Eme matamidam nityam अनुतिष्ठन्ति मानवाः श्रद्धावन्तो न सूयन्तो मुच्यन्ते तेऽपि कर्मभिः. Those who practice this matam, Bhagavan says, this is my religion. Take it that meaning. Bhagavan says, this is my religion. We call it as Hinduism or Christianity or Islam. Bhagavan says, Vedanta is my religion. This jnanam is my religion. Those who have this jnanam belong to this religion. Those who do not have this jnanam, te kena janimah. We do not know who they are, which religion they belong to. Theriyadu. Those who have this jnanam, they belong to, they are real Vaishnava. This is Vaishnavam. Rama Mandira matram Vaishnavam aayittathu. இந்த idiyamadan சொல்றேன் வெச்சுக்கோங்க. விபூதி போட்டுனா சைவமும் ஆகாது, அதுவும் சொல்றேன். விபூதி போட்டுன்றதுனால சிவபக்தியும் ஆகாது, நாமம் போட்டுன்றதுனால வைஷ்ணவம் ஆகாது. வைஷ்ணவனுக்கு லட்சணம் பகவான் சொல்றார், பாகவதத்தில் சொல்றார். ச வைஷ்ணவாக்ரியஹா ஸ்லோகம் பிரணய ரசனயா திருதாங்கிரி பத்மஹ சபவதி வைஷ்ணவ Bhagavata Pradhana Muktaha. There is a Savaishnavagriya. Na yasya swaha paraiti vitteshu atmanivabhita sarvabhuta samashantaha savai bhagavatottamaha. Tribhuvana vibhava hetavevi akunta smritihi ajidatma suradivir vimrigyade Nachalati Bhagavat Padara Vindad Lava Nimishardhavaviyasa Vaishnavagriya. One who carries Bhagavan in his heart constantly is a Vaishnava. So Krishna says, this is my matam, this knowledge, this Bhagavad Gita you should carry in your heart, that is my matam. Shraddhavantaha, one who has Shraddha, with deep faith, he is studying Gita, knowing this knowledge and practicing in his life. Uchyante tepi karmemahi. They will be free from all the ill effects of bondage created by karma. Etvedadabhyasuyantaha nanutishtanti me matam sarvajnana vimudhanstan viddhinashtan achetasaha. From this verse onwards, we will see tomorrow. Tomorrow, we are concluding our 7 days Bhagavad Gita Yajna. Tomorrow morning, Vivekachudamani also tomorrow morning we will conclude. But this is only a temporary conclusion. You have to continue the Manana Nididhyasana in your home. You have to again and again do the Shravana Manana Nididhyasana. study of Bhagavad Gita. If you want to see Krishna, you have to see Krishna in Gita. Gita me uttamam griham. Gitam ashritya tishtami. Krishna says, I am staying in Bhagavad Gita. And Gita is my home. If you want to meet me, you have to meet me in Bhagavad Gita. So, learn to live with Bhagavad Gita. Make it a Swadhyaya Grantha. Make it a daily practice to do Parayana of Bhagavad Gita with your Nitya Anusthana. Beautiful book. This is very attractive book. Such books are available. You can do Parayanam. Not simply puja and keep it there without opening. No. Daily do Parayanam. Uchyante tepi karmavi. All will be free. Gandhiji says whenever he had some problem, he says, I will go to my mother. And who is that mother? Bhagavad Gita is my mother. She will give me peace. Amba Tvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavat Dveshini. Amba, O Divine Mother, I worship you. I depend upon you. I take refuge in you. That is what we have to do. We will continue tomorrow.
Satyam jnanamanantam nityamanakasham paramakasham koshta prangana lingana paramayasam maya kalpitananakaramanatam bhuvanakaram shmamanathamanatham pranamata govindam paramanandam bhaja govindam paramanandam govindam paramanandam bhaja govindam paramanandam gopi mandala goshti bhedam bhedavastama bhedabham shashvat gopuranirdhutodhata thuli dusara saubhagyam Shraddha bhakti grihitanandamachintyam chintita sadbhavam Chintamani mahimanam pranamata govindam paramanandam Govindam paramanandam bhaja govindam paramanandam Govindam paramanandam bhaja govindam paramanandam Snana vyakulayoshit vastramupadaya gamuparudham Vyadit santirathadik vastrahyupadatumupakarsantam Nirdhutadvaya shoka vimoham buddham buddherantastham Sattamatra shariram pranamata govindam paramanandam Govindam paramanandam bhaja govindam paramanandam Govindam paramanandam bhaja govindam paramanandam
Yato mamatma bhavase tvameva tato manavachyam mama kinchidasti yathatavishtam kurumam tathaiva tvama manatham ramanam bhaja.